Hello, my name is Tracie Gibson, and I am a senior consultant on the NWEA professional learning team. I was in public education for 17 years as a classroom teacher and a team leader. During my time in the classroom, I used map growth data to evaluate student growth, help students set goals, align instructional areas with our curriculum map, and use the provided Lexile data to help create scaffolds in not only reading, but social studies and science. Map growth reports can be such a wonderful tool if we can have ongoing conversations and make connections back to it alongside our students and our colleagues. The class profile is an excellent report for teachers to start digging into student data. Within the class profile, we can look at the Test Details tab, which helps provide an overview of how many of your students have tested, how many have an official RIT score, and how many have an alternative testing status. The Test Details tab also contains achievement percentile details broken into color-coded quintiles and shows national comparisons and your class average. Next up is the Instructional Areas tab, which offers visualizations of class performance within each instructional area of map growth and shows how performance is distributed across the 5 quintiles. This data can provide educators an opportunity to align their instructional areas with their curriculum map as well as their scope and sequence. We can then identify students that may need scaffolds or extensions to have access to rich grade level content. Seeing where students fall within each instructional area can also lead to conversations with students about moving to the next color band. If I have a student struggling in geometry and they're in the 20th percentile for achievement, we can target that area and work to create a goal to move them to the next color band. The Lexile data map growth provides can be utilized across contents. This provides us with a range regarding what Lexile text measure our students are reading and comprehending. If students are not yet reading and comprehending at a Lexile level that aligns with grade level text, it could provide challenges as they encounter grade level texts across the contents. This data can be used as a tool to help teachers begin to see what students may need scaffolds or supports to access quality grade level content. The Lexile level and instructional areas can also create opportunities for teachers to collaborate across disciplines. When teaching elementary school, I would share my map growth reading data with my colleagues that taught science and social studies. Allowing content area teachers to have insight into a student's Lexile level and details about how they are doing in informational text and vocabulary could help colleagues and I have collaborative conversations to see how we can work together across disciplines and to ensure scaffolds were put into place. Another example is when I was teaching middle school, a science teacher collaborated with those of us in ELAR during a unit on solar ovens. This was beneficial for students because they weren't simply accessing Tier 2 and Tier 3 vocabulary words in science or ELAR. They were accessing similar terms in both science and ELAR. In ELAR, we supported the science department by providing various texts aligning with the content and embedding writing opportunities. There was a culminating project in both subjects, creating a solar oven and testing it in science. And in ELAR, students were given the option to create a pamphlet sharing information about solar ovens and the benefits for those in underprivileged nations, writing a summary of the solar oven experience, detailing how their initial hypothesis worked and why or why not, or creating a multimedia project detailing their experience. Map growth data helped us understand what students would need support with grade level text, informational text, and vocabulary. The Instructional Areas tab provides comparable data which was previously found in the class breakdown report by displaying student names aligned with their performance within instructional areas. This information is broken down into increments of 10-point RIT bands. This information can assist educators by providing a nice starting point as they triangulate data to form a flexible grouping. Flexible grouping opportunities aren't limited to your classroom. With some creative thinking and a structured schedule, teachers can share kids to meet student need. For example, we did this when I taught middle school ELAR. After analyzing data, 4 of us collaborated to create flexible groupings, where some students went to a different classroom to work on specific concepts. We didn't only focus on students that may need additional supports to access grade level standards. We also worked to create groups for students that needed extensions to grade level standards to challenge them. Within students grouped by instructional areas, there will also be a link to the Learning Continuum. The Learning Continuum can be utilized as a content explorer and aligned to state standards. As you move from the lower to higher RIP bands, you can see how rigor unfolds. This can be a nice way to think about where we want students to be and think about the concepts and academic language they need to have a firm foundation. Exploring the Learning Continuum can also help educators create formative assessments. The Learning Continuum helps me see how academic language is unfolding within specific standards. It has helped me be more intentional in creating learning targets, using and teaching academic language in the classroom, and even providing sentence stems for students to work on, creating a culture of rich language and responding in complete sentences in a way that is safe. Map growth is a wonderful tool that can help educators analyze data and lead to conversations, collaboration, and supports that creates opportunities for scaffolding and/or extensions to support our students. Thank you for tuning in.